Welcome to Postgres for MySQL DBAs. This is episode 5. We're going to look at some of the different Postgres commands. Now remember, Postgres is different than MySQL, not necessarily better or worse, it's just different. And some of these differences are very apparent in the initial commands. Now, in this episode, we're going to look at some of the simpler commands you're going to want to know about. And there's some other ones out there that I want to warn you about. Like I said, this is different, not better or worse, it's just different. Now, the first thing you probably did is you typed in show tables and got an error message. Well, that is different in Postgres. So let's take a look at what goes on. With Postgres, you're going to want to use /DT to show tables. /D, I believe, is for display, and T says tables. You notice here I type DT on our DBD rental test database. It tells us the schema where the tables are located, the name of the tables, type, table. There are other values here you'll see later, and who actually owns that data. Now, also, if you probably type, well, show create table actor or something similar. There's also not a show create table. If you do show create table, you'll come up with this lovely syntax error. And what you need to do is type in /D and then the table name. And it will come up and tell you the information about the table that you want to know. It will tell you the columns, the type of the data, whether it's nullable, actions that can happen with that data. For example, actor ID is an integer, it can't be nulled, and it's going to go off and pull something from a sequence. Ideally, sequences are going to be the post-pended with SEQ for sequence. It's going to have the column name and then have the table name prepended. Also, other columns are first name, last name, which are, you can see, varchars. Last update is a timestamp, and it's going to, by default, take the now value from the time. It's going to tell us what indexes exist, what references you have for foreign keys and other constraints, and any triggers. So a show create table is going to not be in Postgres, but there's something similar, and it actually gives you a lot more different information, stuff you can actually use. Now, the good news is basic SQL is still the same. Here, we're going to select all the visible columns from the table actor. We're going to order by last name, first name, and we're going to look at the last 10 records. So it pulls up the information that we want. So a lot of the stuff you're used to for basic queries is going to be the same. Now, if you want to change databases, you're used to typing use with MySQL, but with Postgres, you're going to have to use /c test, kind of similar to the MySQL shell. This example, we create a database called test, and it tells us it's created a database. If we want to change that database /c test, it tells us that we're now connected to that database. And if we want to change /c dbd rental, if you type in /l, it will give you a list of databases that are available that you can use. Now, many Postgres commands will seem very weird to MySQLers. /c you've seen, /l, /dt you've seen, /d table name. Now, what's really interesting is if you want to see just functions or views or users, you can get all that information. /g we'll talk about in a future version. You can get a command history /s. You can save some information to a file. You can execute from a file with /i. If you type in /? It gives you all the available psql commands. /e to edit commands in your own editor. So if you like using VI or Emacs, you can do that. /a you'll see later. You can unline or align your columns. Also, big one is /q to exit the shell. That is the episode 5 finale. Please continue episode 6, and we're going to go backups. Good DBAs only as good as their last backup. So, thank you. If you need to contact me or have feedback or want me to cover something else, please let me know at david.stokes@bracona.com or get me on X/Twitter @Stoker. And the slides are available on speakernick.com.